Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. In the past, I've been asked hundreds, perhaps thousands of times, when will there be a Dirty Devs video regarding Yandere Simulator and its creator? To that, I have always had the intention to cover Alex Mahan, who is better known within the game circle of fans as Yandere Dev. However, such a video, or rather a video series, would be several hours in length and would take an exceptional amount of time. Also, as his history, his actions, and his long-standing patterns of bad faith, manipulations, lies, gaslighting, and predatory behaviors have been well documented on other channels, Yandere Simulator always took a back seat to other subjects that were frankly easier to cover and lay out in a cohesive manner. However, a new example of Alex's predatory behavior has been brought to light that is far more recent, and this portion I wanted to cover as somewhat of a standalone topic to the overall inclusion of Alex Mahan to the not-so-hallowed halls of the Dirty Devs. And unfortunately, this video does discuss Alex, aka Yandere Dev, a man in his 30s, grooming a 16-year-old. Receiving inappropriate pictures of her, and then proceeding to gaslight the poor girl and attempted to get her to both lie for him and cover for his deplorable behavior. And much of this was captured via actual voice calls and live screen recordings of ongoing DMs between the girl and Yandere Dev. But this video is not going to just be about the deplorable groomer actions of Yandere Dev, no. In situations such as these, there invariably comes about the inevitable outrage. And that outrage, at least for some, becomes all-encompassing, with numerous people stating, often incorrectly or blindly, or with willful ignorance, that anyone who so much as associated with Yandere Dev or his game would have known, or at least should have known. And in this regard, that ire is focused on not only the other developers who have been involved with Yandere Simulator, but also the voice actors for the game as well. And so I feel it would only be fair to inject some reason into that discussion. Now, this topic is a full month old at this point, owing to the fact that I have been physically unable to record during that month. However, with a situation such as this, it's not something I can just ignore or forget about as a content creator. I feel I owe it to my audience to make sure as many people as possible are aware of his actions, how he has responded, and provide the evidence to the allegations, as it is especially important considering that a large number of fans of Yandere Simulator and the community surrounding the game that shall never be completed are well under the age of 18. This information first came about thanks to the YouTuber Ali McC. In it, it showcases both audio recordings, screen grabs, and even live recorded text chats between Yandere Dev and the 16-year-old victim who has been dubbed Jane. Now, in that video, Jane's voice was altered by Ali McC in order to better hide her identity and make it more difficult for people to dox her. That said, let's listen to some of those audio clips now.
You go to like bars and stuff?
No, I don't go out. I just stay inside and work on the game.
You should turn your camera.
Oh, you'll see how old I am.
Okay, look at you.
You're cute.
Yeah, you're fucking you should. I don't know if you too.
I don't feel good about it.
Okay.
Oh, you're sweet.
I have a question for you.
What's the question?
I want you to like fall off guard or anything.
Go ahead.
You fuck other girls when you...
No.
Okay.
Wouldn't it make me a bad guy if I did?
It would make me, an upset person if you did.
You'd be upset?
And then it's just like, not like in a serious way, it's like, you know, oh.
Am I a bad guy for talking to you? Should I stop talking to you?
No, you should stop talking. Well, I mean, like, you should, but please don't. Just, like, you know, pause. I like your company.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You can call like this more often.
Maybe. I had fun. You're funny. It's fun to listen to you talk.
When from the high next time, I just make it.
I would also be very interested in interacting with you when you are regular. I want to learn what regular you is like.
Okay.
But high you is very cute and fun.
Right. My hands were fuzzy.
Yeah, you do that a lot when you're high.
I do a lot when I'm sober too.
You're so cute.
Yeah.
It's because you keep being cute. If you don't want to be called cute, then stop being so cute. It's simple logic. And I thought it was just normal.
That's not normal size.
Oh.
No, I think average size, one of those in the US is like 5.5.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to respond like that. I don't know what to say about it. I don't have one, so I'm not like a penis expert.
There's this one really important thing to remember, and that's that all the money I get is donations from people who want to support me. And if I start working less, then they will think, oh, he's not working, he's lazy, I should not support this guy.
Why can't you start OnlyFans?
Okay, let's just hypothetically imagine I have an OnlyFans. Now, what do I post on the OnlyFans? I mean, like, just naked pictures of me? I don't think I'm good looking enough for anyone to want to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
What? Like,
When you turn 18, are you gonna start an OnlyFans?
God, no.
Well, how can you recommend that someone else do it if you wouldn't even be able to do it yourself?
Like, personally, guys under 5'9" are just like...
So you're basically saying short men are not human and don't deserve humans, and you want them all genocided. Basically what you're saying. I'm only 5'11". I barely meet the cutoff criteria for being a human in your eyes. What if I told you I'm only interested in girls with double D breasts? Anything less than that is just not attractive.
Well, I mean, like, that's your preference, but do you understand how cup sizes work?
No. Big as a girl's head. I want them big as a girl's head.
I have what are considered... These are A cups, isn't that crazy?
Because you're so skinny?
Yep.
So it's like the ratio of the bust compared to... Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're very skinny and that's kind of hot. Sorry, am I a bad guy for saying that? Should I go die?
No.
Am I a bad guy?
And I can see where they got the idea from, but with context, it's not.
Yep, that's my life right there.
I don't want it to be something that you're going to get mad at me for asking.
Uh-oh. Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead.
There was, like, a girl forever ago, and she said that stuff between you and her happened when she was 14. Is that, like, true stuff? I'm still curious.
Nope. There's a whole story behind why that accusation even exists, but it's like it takes a million years. I'd rather not talk about it if I could just explain it with text.
I understand. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just curious. I just wanted a yes or no answer. I don't care why she did it. I just wanted to know.
There was no girl. There was a guy who made a Tumblr page where he made up the fake identity of a 14-year-old girl. And he said, oh my god, like, I knew Yandere Dev when I was 14. He said this and this and this to me. Oh my god, it's like an internet troll posing as a 14-year-old girl. Like, I could go to Tumblr right now and make a blog and say, oh my god, when I was 14, PewDiePie raped me, and like, I'd probably get a bunch of clicks and views. Oh my god, Mr. Beast, he touched my pussy. Because it's like, you put the name of a huge creator into the title of your whatever, and you can just get attention.
Now, I have to stop and interject here and say my piece regarding that statement about the 14-year-old girl and his claims there was no proof and it was some internet troll. This is in regards to the allegations made by the internet user known as SidAlpha. And I recall when that allegation had originally surfaced via a Tumblr post made in 2017, and at that time, SidAlpha admitted that proof of much of what she was alleging was beyond her capability. However, it was not beyond the capability of the internet, who collectively at the time got about what I would say subjectively 90% of the way there in finding the links in the chain to prove the allegations to be true. And that remaining 10% left doubt, especially in the minds of ardent supporters of Yandere Dev. However, that last remaining 10% was eventually uncovered and discussed within a video posted by the YouTuber Fun is Infinite within his video titled Yandere Simulator's Open Secret. That video is a full hour-and-a-half in length, but does go over the evidence that was previously uncovered. The video titled The Real Yandere Dev by the YouTuber Kappa Kaiju, where I have to be honest and say that Kappa Kaiju's video left much to be desired in regards to the SidAlpha allegation, and the new evidence that Fun is Infinite uncovered that completed those last links in the chain that removed any and all doubt from my mind. Fun is Infinite's video is a must-watch for those seeking actual information and evidence, and because of that, I will be pinning a link to his video along with Ali McC's video in the pinned comment down below. Additionally, Yandere Dev's story regarding the SidAlpha allegation has changed no less than 4 times over the course of the last decade. His first version of the story dates back to 2011, less than 3 years after SidAlpha and other witnesses stated those events occurred, and took place within an OkCupid chat Yandere Dev had with a woman named Caitlin. This was posted to a pastebin by former volunteer 3D modeler Wunkalo, which Yandere Dev himself merely claimed that pastebin was, quote, old news, a keyword old news, not false information. Although it does make me wonder why the hell Yandere Dev was saving entire conversations on a dating website, but that's a question for another time. Now, in that posting, Alex had stated to Caitlin, quote, SidAlpha was a girl who flirted with me online. I flirted with her back. She seemed cool at first, but it turned out that she wasn't cool at all. She did a bunch of bad stuff, like she lied about her age, and she started a website to give people a place to say bad things about me, and her parents took away her internet privileges because she was taking nude pictures of herself and sending them out to people. She sent me her nude pictures, and she sent them to like 100 other people too, and somehow this means Eva Zephon requests CP from minors. I deleted all of her photos as soon as I discovered that she had been lying about her age the whole time. She was not a good person at all, and I'm very glad that I don't know her anymore. After Wunkalo posted that pastebin conversation during his departure from Yandere Simulator, Alex had the following to say. It's seriously screwed up that you linked that old pastebin conversation. Not only is it about 5 years old, but it's about an underage girl sending me unsolicited nude pictures, followed by me deleting her pictures immediately after learning that she was lying about her age. How exactly does this make me look bad? Somewhere along the line, the part about her flirting with him and him flirting with her got ignored or left out, but that could just be a heat of a moment oversight. It does shift the narrative being presented by Yandere Dev by a very small amount, but it's not enough to truly be classified as changing the story. Now that comes later. In 2015, Yandere Dev posted a very early version of his now infamous debunk page on his Tumblr titled Recent Allegations, in which he states, the second allegation is that I am a child solicitor and sex offender. These accusations are almost too silly to dignify with a response, but I'll respond nonetheless. About 6 years ago, I knew a young woman who did a lot of inappropriate things in order to get people to pay attention to her. One of the things she did was send nude pictures of herself to lots of people. I was one of the people who she sent nude pictures to. Months later, I learned that she was actually too young to be doing that sort of thing. I deleted her pictures immediately, of course. To be perfectly clear, the pictures were unsolicited. I don't go around asking kids to send me nude pics. Now that is a further continuation of the shift away from the relationship that was described in the original conversation he had with Caitlin. However, the exact same day in his Eva Zephon stream chat, after he copy-pasted that statement from his Tumblr post, he said, I never said her age. I never actually said she was underage or under 18. I just said she was a young woman and inappropriate and too young to be doing that, which could mean anything. Except that he did. Recall in his response to Wunkalo, he explicitly stated, not only is it about 5 years old, but it's about an underage girl sending me unsolicited nude pictures. That is an attempt to shift the conversation. It is gaslighting, is all it is. It is nothing more than verbal tap dancing. However, his story changed even further just a few days later, where he said, there once was a young woman on the internet who was desperate for attention and approval from others. She claimed to be over 18, although she certainly didn't act like it. She flirted with boys constantly, hoping that someone would tell her she was attractive or ask to be her boyfriend. One day, she sent out nude pictures of herself, hoping that it would make people like her. She definitely looked over 18. A few months later, she disappeared from the internet and someone claimed to know the reason why. He claimed that the girl's parents learned that she was sending out nude photographs of herself and took away her computer. Most people drew the conclusion that she was probably underage, considering her immature behavior and her parents' reaction to her photographs. Nobody has heard from her in years, and there is no way for anyone to know how old she actually was, or why she actually disappeared from the internet. The only thing anyone knows is that she claimed to be over 18, looked like she was 18, and that someone claimed that her parents took her computer away because of the nude photographs she took. And this statement is an even further distancing and departure from his earlier statements, continuing to make the allegations and his own claims more nebulous in nature. However, in 2020, within an email interaction with a fan, where he changes the story by a very large amount, where he stated, that dumb rumor has existed for years. I think it's easiest to explain this in the form of a timeline. The year is 2009. I have a video game stream. A troll joins my stream chat room and pretends to be a flirtatious girl. They are using the name SidAlpha. At the time, I don't know whether or not it's a troll, but I'm skeptical of them. After a few weeks, the troll private messages everyone in the chat room a bunch of nude photos of some girl, pretending that they're the girl in the photos. I have absolutely no idea who the girl in those photos actually was. I remember thinking that the girl looked at least 18. Shortly afterwards, the troll gets tired of their stupid act and stops visiting the stream. A few weeks later, somebody asks whatever happened to that weird girl who sent us her nudes. Someone theorizes maybe she stopped visiting the stream because she was underage and her parents took her computer away. A bunch of people accept the theory as the truth and assume that the troll was a real underage girl. I was skeptical of the troll from the beginning. I can't even recall whether or not I saved the nudes in the first place, but if I did, this is the part where I would have deleted whatever the troll sent. The year is 2010. Some weird people developed a grudge against me and began discussing ways to hurt me. One of them remembers the troll from 2009 and suggests the idea of trying to get me in trouble for possessing an underage girl's nudes, even though the troll wasn't even a girl and the nudes depicted someone who looked at least 18. Someone hears about this and asks me, who is SidAlpha and why are people claiming that you have minors' nudes? I don't feel like typing out the entire story, so I summarize the situation with as few words as possible. I say something like, a girl sent me her nudes, later on she turned out to be underage, I deleted whatever she sent me. The year is 2014. Someone finds the chat log from 2010 and thinks it is smoking gun evidence that I solicited nudes from a girl named SidAlpha. It doesn't make sense to draw that conclusion, but they spread this false narrative anyways. The year is 2015. Somebody decides to create a fake blog on Tumblr where they pretend they are the girl from 2009 even though the girl never existed and was actually just a troll pretending to be a girl. They make up lies and claim that they dated me in 2009. The year is 2020. Weirdos on the internet are convinced that I'm a kitty diddler even though nothing transpired. Which, that statement itself contradicts statements he made previously. Moving all the way from a girl who flirted with him and he flirted back to an underage girl who sent unsolicited naughty pics to a girl he knew who sent her naughty pics out to a bunch of people, him included, to a young woman desperate for attention and wanting a boyfriend who sent nudes out to a bunch of people, to a troll claiming to be an underage girl, but brilliant as Yandere Dev is, he knows it the whole time, but hey, the girl in the picture definitely looked 18, I swear, and this is just some old psyop that someone uncovered and ran with as the truth, where he never claimed she was underage except for when he did. The thing is, in regards to all of the many statements Alex Mayan has posted on the internet regarding SidAlpha, there is one key underlying factor that Alex seems to be completely forgetting. There is a very clear delineation between fact and fiction, truth and lies. And one of the key factors that is completely absent from his many statements is consistency. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the truth never changes. It is firm, concrete, immutable. If a person is telling the truth, their story invariably remains the same, day after day, year after year. Oh, some of the facts might be forgotten, but the overall will remain static, just with less detail or more. But the details that are provided will remain unchanged because they are in fact the truth and as such will remain unaltered. The only part of Alex's stories that are ever consistent is that the individual who went by SidAlpha existed and there were nudes involved. Every other aspect of Alex's story changes. This is not something you see with a person who's telling the truth, but let's back up to Ally McCee's video and the audio recording of Alex and the 16-year-old Jane.
There wasn't even any proof or evidence on the blog. People just ran with it.
Wait, hold on. Did you ever answer that question? I asked you if you were a virgin.
Yeah, then my phone rang. Very conveniently, I had to go flee to answer the phone call. Here's a question for you. What makes you think it's possible that I'm a virgin?
You asked me that and I gave an answer. What was it?
You're like, maybe you were shy in college and you haven't had any time to meet people because of Yandere Sim.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm a virgin, does that make me a pathetic loser?
Why would it make you a pathetic loser?
It's like, oh, this guy has no riz. He can't get any girl to sleep with him. Pathetic. Maidenless. No bitches?
Like, I'm half hoping you are, half hoping you're not. Because, like, if you're not, then, like, good for you, you have sex. But if you are, like,
You want to steal my first time? Well, I'm not very experienced with ladies.
I can tell. No.
What? Wow, okay, bye.
You just don't have any time. It was not like that. You just don't have any time.
Wow, so mean. You're such a bully.
And yes, I did confirm directly with Ally McC that Jane's identity and age were verified by her. Which even his statement about the SysF's blog post not containing any evidence is a lie of omission, because while yes, that original blog post did not contain any proof, a subsequent blog post did. And that helped provide a framework for internet sleuths to go out and either confirm or debunk the allegations. And as I said earlier, Fun is Infinite did an excellent job lining up the evidence in a manner that can be followed easily, and even went so far as to counter the prevalent quote-unquote debunking information from back then with evidence-based statements, along with locating SysFs on Reddit on an alternate account and doing the legwork to confirm that SysFs is an actual human woman and was not some guy trolling on the internet. Again, Fun is Infinite did an outstanding job, and I highly recommend you go watch his video. That said, there's even more depravity to be had from the audio alone before we delve into the recorded DMs.
So, I know that the official ages are 18, but like, is it high school?
No, it's a post-high school academy.
Huh. So how old is everyone?
Everyone's 18.
Just like 18 or like 18 plus?
Everyone in the, well, I mean, there's like adults, like the teachers are older than 18. The headmaster is like 60, but all the students are 18.
Oh, that's weird. I feel like high school age makes more sense.
It would make more sense, but then everyone would complain, oh my god, the characters are under 18, so I have to contrive a story that makes them over 18. Or 18.
Because everyone gets so mad about kids. Because, like, you can't sexualize minors. I mean, you can't disagree with that without sounding like a creep. There's nothing I can really say about that.
Mother Nature sexualizes minors. Puberty starts to give breasts and wide hips to children before they turn 18. It's not like, you know, a person does it to a child. The child's own body does it to themselves. It's not like an adult can go to a child and cast a magic spell that gives them breasts. Haha, I've sexualized you. I gave you breasts. And the child is like, no. No, the child just does it. The child's body does it automatically. A child gradually becomes an adult over time because of puberty.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Doing it. What, does it sound silly when I freeze it?
It sounded really silly.
But it's true, though.
I'm unable to do this weekly challenge in Faz. It is so hard.
What's the weekly challenge? Don't wait.
Oh my god.
And to that, well, what can one say? Creepy and inappropriate, especially considering this girl is 16 and he is a man in his 30s to say the least, but all through those audio interactions, you can see the grooming taking place, even where it starts off friendly and a little flirty with things like,
You're so cute. It's because you keep being cute. If you don't want to be called cute, then stop being so cute.
and where it steadily ramps up to more sexualized things like penis size, whether or not he's had sex, and so on. Per Ally McC, a friend of Jane's leaked some of those audio recordings at Jane's request that went viral, and Yandere Dev found out about the upcoming video that was being produced by Ally McC. Jane provided snips of conversations between her and Alex where he was outright guilt-tripping her and attempting to get her to lie to cover up for his behavior and actions, where he said, quote, "Please say I lied. None of it was real. I asked my friend to use a Yandere Dev AI voice changer. That is not actually his voice. Please don't actually release any video. The evidence is all fake." Jane also told Ally McC that Alex was threatening to sue the girl in order to silence her, but Ally McC was provided with live screen recordings of Jane messaging Yandere Dev, and I'll simply let those play for a little bit. And this part I want to pause on just to underscore how this degenerate's mind works. He literally said, "Yeah, I think about it sometimes. 17 is 94.4% of 18, therefore being attracted to a 17-year-old girl is 94.4% okay." Like the physical difference between a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old is nearly identical to being attracted to an 18-year-old. It's not really a black and white thing where a person transforms overnight as soon as they turn 18, it's a slow transformation over time. Which Alex seems to be forgetting that even if a 17-year-old is 94.4% of 18, it is still 100% illegal, and don't even come to me with a whole different ages of consent in different states. Even in states where the age of consent is 16, sending or receiving lewds or nudes from or to someone under the age of 18 is still classified as CP in those states. And we saw there that while we know he is already acutely aware of the fact that she is a 16-year-old, he does not tell her not to send him pictures or video of her dressing and undressing. He doesn't shut her down as an adult in that situation absolutely should. No. He said he was looking forward to them and that her ideas would be, quote, super erotic. In addition, he states the only thing for me to get out of this are lewd pictures and videos, which he then stated he would keep secret. The video continues to show that she did indeed send him some videos, which he not only played but replayed, commenting that they were hot. So through that interaction, we see Yandere Dev, again a man in his 30s, actively engaging in sexual discussions and video sharing scenarios with a girl he knew full well to be underage. He did not try to stop her, he did not discourage her, he did not stop talking to her, he did the opposite. And this last bit of video evidence is clear-cut manipulation in order to attempt to prevent Jane to come forward with her evidence. And I find it absolutely ironic that Alex is the one sitting there complaining about abuse, power imbalance, and emotional abuse, absolutely playing the victim in a blatant attempt to shame her into silence. But Alex's coercion did indeed have an effect, and Jane wanted to back out and silence the whole situation. Thankfully, she's since changed her mind yet again. For a time, Ali McC's video was taken offline via copyright strike filed by Yandere Dev using Jane's name and his email address in the copyright claim. However, the video has since been restored and is currently available on Ali McC's channel. Now, Yandere Dev did post a Google Doc response to this. The Google Doc has since been deleted, however, Wayback Machine saves the day on that one. However, he did also post the same statement on the blog page of the Yandere Simulator website. Now, it is lengthy, so I'll not be reading through it in its entirety, but suffice to say, he does admit that those conversations were him, and he engaged in them with full knowledge that she was a minor. However, that is as far as his honesty goes in that regard. Now, in that statement, he says, "We talked for a while, and eventually I started to feel really comfortable speaking to her. I started talking to her the same way I would speak to any of my friends, like she was one of the guys. I made the same type of vulgar jokes that I make when voice chatting with my other friends. This was an absolutely unacceptable mistake. No grown-up should ever use adult language or make adult jokes in the presence of a minor. Just because I felt really comfortable speaking to her, that doesn't make it okay. That's no excuse, not in the slightest." So let me ask you this, dear viewer. Does this sound like a dude treating a girl as just one of the guys?
You're so cute.
saying that.
It's because you keep being cute. If you don't want to be called cute, then stop being so cute.
Now, let me ask you again, does this look like a dude treating a girl as just another guy? No, I don't think it does. Now, he continues saying, "Occasionally, she would say something flirty towards me. Most of the time, I would shut that down immediately and refuse to reciprocate. However, there were times when I didn't shut it down and let her talk to me that way without stopping her." So let me remind you, both Alex, if you see this, and the rest of my viewers here, that this is what he is referring to where he says he didn't shut it down. He conveniently omits the fact that he openly encouraged it. Once again, the default setting for this person is to lie again by omission, and to gaslight whenever and wherever possible. And yet, even through all of this, there's still a great many people, many of them minors, who will stick by Alex Mahan and will continue to do so. Alex told Jane that she was destroying his entire life. And to be frank, I kind of wish he was correct. Such an individual should not be allowed near any children in any way, shape, or form. He does not deserve their support, and he certainly doesn't deserve their money. But his actions have not only affected him. I've seen a great many people going after the voice actors for the game as well. But to my knowledge, the vast majority, if not all of them, are refusing to work on the game as a result of this information coming out regarding his actions. And as many of you recall, Rachel Messer is a friend of mine, and she voiced a character in that game as well. So I was able to garner some additional information that a great many people either do not seem to be aware of or are simply ignoring. The most common and prevalent statements I saw was that they should have known that Alex was like this. To that I would ask, how? Most people typically respond with, well, a simple Google search to know who you were doing business with. So let me break that down for you a little bit. Getting work as a voice actor seems to be, in most areas, a shotgun approach. You throw out demos and auditions and see what sticks. Sometimes you don't land a new role for days or weeks. Sometimes you can land over a dozen new roles in a single day. Hey, that's a good day. It is the absolute antithesis to consistency in terms of work, so the vast majority of the time, a voice actor will land a role, and in the case of most indie games, simply be provided with lines to read for them to record in home studio setups. They record the lines, quite often unsupervised and undirected when dealing with indie projects, and those recordings are sent off to either the developer, or in the case of Yandere Simulator, the voice director, who was Michaela Laws, who will then review the recordings, and if she finds them acceptable, will present them to the developer. In this case, Alex, who will provide final approval. The voice actors themselves, in the case of Yandere Simulator, would have only interacted with Michaela Laws. They never would have even interacted with Alex except where if they promoted their character, something that voice actors do as a matter of course, as it helps establish that they are active and landing roles, which makes it easier for them to land future roles, and they might respond if the developer comments on one of their social media posts, a behavior that also lands the game a bit of free advertising to boot. But most of them simply read their lines, submit them, and move on to the next thing. Most of them simply do not have the time to investigate those in charge of whatever roles they land, especially when they're sending out dozens, if not triple-digit auditions every single week. Casting was done through Michaela Laws for Yandere Simulator, and so that was what they went with. Additionally, for those voice actors, the vast majority of them haven't even so much as thought about Yandere Simulator in over 4 years, as it was around 2018 and 2019 when the voice lines were recorded. And yes, some people will say, but the Kappa Kaiju video was 5 years ago, and the Kappa Kaiju video was full of holes. It presented an allegation along with incomplete proof and was 45 minutes in length. A voice actor is not going to spend even that much time delving into the video, even if they had happened to come across it for a role that is, in their eyes, minor at best, when they're busy looking for potential new roles. It wasn't like it is today, where we have Fun is Infinite's video, which fills the holes in the SysS allegation and bears that allegation out, coupled with the situation with Jane that is absolutely confirmed via live screen recordings of her Snapchat conversations, audio recordings of Discord calls, and an admission by Yandere Dev that yes, that was him. The voice actors don't deserve the grief that they've been receiving, although a month later I'm sure a great deal of that is tapered off. There is one probable exception of Michaela Laws herself, who not only handled the SysF's allegation poorly when it was brought to her attention years ago, but also handled this current situation equally as poorly. Now, I'm all for being blunt and direct. I'm a blunt and direct person myself. But there's a difference between being blunt and just being an asshole, and in my opinion, Michaela Laws did indeed drift into that territory with one statement that people are stating she's victim blaming, and while I do disagree with the assertion that she's victim blaming there, I will say that once again this seems to be the difference between a blunt person and an asshole. But then again, Michaela Laws was likely just pissed off that yet another project she was closely attached to was running the risk of going the way of the dodo, and she was forced to separate herself from Yandere Simulator, a game that she seemed to be doing her level best to help build her career over the course of the past decade, if her YouTube channel has any metric to go by. It was a very successful attempt for a while, but Alex's consistent penchant for being inept destroyed the fervor for the game. Now, Yandere Simulator as a game is a joke, a pervy mess of a joke. And given the situation with SysF's where she was 14 and he was in his early 20s, followed by him grooming a 16-year-old while he was in his 30s, this very much tells me that Pedo Dev will never learn from his actions and should be condemned utterly and without reservation. Although it would appear that as a result of this situation, a month after the fact, Twitch took action and banned Yandere Dev from their platform, and this was likely due to the Twitch community guidelines surrounding off-platform behavior. One final thing I will say is in regards to law enforcement, because I'm sure a lot of you are asking why isn't this being brought to the authorities? And this is an unfortunate reality that I learned firsthand with Paradigm Shift and his actions regarding a pair of young girls. If you recall, Paradigm Shift was a friend and employee of Dondi, the developer of The Isle, where that person was just as bad, if not worse, than Alex Mahan, and still had extreme access to the large number of underage fans of The Isle. What I learned was that law enforcement will most likely not get involved unless and until the victim files a complaint. So, unfortunately, unless that happens, all that I as a YouTuber can do is present you with the information, provide you with my critique and opinion, and allow you the opportunity to decide for yourselves. But I would highly recommend that if you are a minor or know of a minor that frequents anything involving Yandere Simulator and Yandere Dev, that you get them away, as the evidence does bear out that Pedo Dev will not end up changing his behavior. This is a repeat scenario for this person, and this situation will only make him more careful for a time. Either way, welcome to the Dirty Devs, Pedo Dev. I hope you enjoy your stay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. I'll see you next time.